Diego, aka Northern Tijuana, aka the place the Chargers used to call home. Land of quality fish tacos, surf, sand, and lots of sunshine. Allegedly. Even though we showed up in the middle of what the locals call Gray May, the weather was questionable at best. San Diego, 65. Is it focused?
It is focused.
See, San Diego, 65. Minneapolis, 80. What is this bull? Also, Vegas, 91. I could be jacked at 10 right now. But instead, I'm here with the wind and the rain. The waves crash against the beach, much like the Vikings' hopes and dreams every season, rolling in from the mighty Pacific Ocean. And I know it's a majestic body of water, but give me 10,000 lakes over one ocean any day. Any day. Like, they don't say purify yourself in the waters of the Pacific Ocean. No. It's like Minnetonka, baby. Woo! That's right. So the entire premise of this is getting to know Vikings fans who don't live in Minnesota. Because, I don't know, it's like, how... Before the internet, it was really tough to keep up with a team on a market, but now it's extremely easy. So you're seeing Vikings fans all over the world, people who love that pain. Being a fan of the purple ain't easy, but you may as well do it in good weather and in a land of good vibes and good tacos. And for the Vikings in SoCal, the locals said there was only one place to go, Guava Beach. So again, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my hands. Just, no? All right. All right, we're here at Guava with the owner, Eric, my boy. What's going on, bro? All right, so.
Nice to meet you.
Why? Why the Vikings?
I'm born and raised Minnesotan.
Yeah,
I grew up in Edina. I'm a cake eater, and came out here. Used to work at Rock Bottom Restaurants. They moved me out to San Jose so I could open up that Rock Bottom up here. Opened the one in San Diego, and then I quit and saw this was for sale. And 20 years ago, almost to today, me and a buddy bought it. We're still alive and kicking.
That's the rest is history, as they say.
Exactly.
So it immediately became a Vikings bar, Guava.
It did, but 20 years ago, it was before social media and stuff. So it was me and a couple buddies I knew, and that's it. And it just kind of grew. We actually were a Vikings and a Broncos bar for many, many years. And it would get kind of contentious when we, have 40 or 50 playing at the same time. So every year when the schedule's released, I'd go through and be like, oh, crap, we play again on the same time here. Yeah. But now we're just a Vikings bar.
So. Now, not to age you, but I make this joke, like, being a Vikings fan before the internet had to be a little bit tough when you weren't in market. Like, what was that like?
Grassroots, you just go around and I remember like creating my own flyers on a Word document, putting them out and putting posters up in the bathrooms, so we're a Vikings bar. And when we first started doing it, I'd have maybe 2 TVs on the Vikings, and then people would want to watch the Packer game, unfortunately, or the Chargers or whatnot and stuff. And then gradually it kind of snowballed. We got more and more. We started doing pretty much just Vikings, and now that's it. Every TV, Vikings.
All right, so what if Bert Favre walked in here with $1 million. Don't ask him where he got it from. But if he came in here with $1 million, said that this is a Packers bar now, what would you say?
I don't think so, bro. I don't think so, man. I'd give him a big hug, though, for that 1 year when he almost got us the Super Bowl,
Yeah, we won't talk about 2010. 2009 was the best one.
2009 was awesome, so.
All right, so.
If Aaron Rodgers came in here, I just, No.
Right now, what was your first Vikings memory?
I got going to a game at the Met Center with my dad. Mm-hmm. Freezing cold. My mom gave me a thermos with hot chocolate. I'm pretty sure my dad had coffee with booze in it, and sat outside in the cold and watched the Vikings.
Yeah. So the Drew Pearson push-off game, not the Hail Mary, the push-off game. So my dad and grandpa and uncle were at that game, and they were like a couple rows behind the guy who threw the whiskey bottle that hit the ref in the head.
No kidding.
After the push-off. Yeah.
What was a push-off?
Yeah, and they came around asking who it was. I didn't see nothing.
Yeah. We've got each other's backs.
So what's game day like here?
Game day is awesome, and it's we open up at 9 in the morning. Almost all the games start at 10 o'clock out here in the morning. So it's a day drinking game, and usually I'll have a line of about 50 or 60 trying to get out of it because everyone knows they need to get it early if you want to get a seat. I don't do any reservations for game day. It's first come, first serve.
Yep.
And then usually, by the time we're kicking off, we are completely full, and I've got a wait at the door.
All right, now Skull chant.
We definitely do the Skull chant to start the game, and then after every touchdown. Unlike at the stadium, we don't do it after field goals. It's got to be set our 6 points, and we have to make sure that we don't do it until after the extra point, because only once now we've done it, we jinxed it, and it wasn't a touchdown upon further review. We did the song too early.
So now my producer is a Colts fan. No big deal. What was the vibe here during that Vikings Colts game? First half and then second half.
We actually had a couple Colts fans in here, so they're having a heyday for that first half. We did probably lose, I would say, 20% by halftime. I'm sure they all regretted leaving, but then the second half, the comeback, and then to win it at the end, the two Colts fans that have been taunting us the whole game, they got an earful. I mean, we're Minnesota nice, so we're all right, but that was obviously the greatest comeback in NFL history.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, no one is going to admit it, but you can tell from the TV, like, there's a handful of empty seats. So, like, people left at halftime of that game.
For sure.
Rough. That's rough.
Some of my friends that have season tickets said that they left and they got to a bar, and they fortunately was on the bar, so they get to watch them there, but they regretted leaving for sure. So it's, we're Vikings fans. We're gluttons for punishment, 0 for 4 in the Super Bowl. But here we are, still rooting for them. This is the year.
Now, Vikings-Packers game. Like, is there a handful of Packers that make the pilgrimage here?
There used to be, but everyone knows that it's pretty much just a sea of purple on here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I have a couple friends that actually are Packers fans, and they're real nice people. And so I would say, you're welcome to come in. I'll make sure you're safe, but for the most part, it's pretty much, we're all purple in here these days, which is awesome. So, with my people.
All right, for you personally, like, who's your favorite players of all time? Like, what's the Mount Rushmore look like?
Oh my gosh, that's a tough question.
Also, I love this question because it dates people.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I remember Fran Tarkington, as a little teeny kid. So loved him. Obviously, Randy Moss, both of the Carters.
Yeah.
I loved, John Randall. Then getting, newer days. I mean, obviously, I loved All Day AP, Adrian Peterson. I wish we had a franchise quarterback that we could get behind and get some Super Bowl.
Let Kirk cook.
I like Cousins, exactly. But we'll see.
Yeah. Well, no, see,
who's your Mount Rushmore?
Vacillates every day. So first off, Randy Moss.
Mine vacillates too. I had to think about that.
I mean, Randy Moss has to be one because, so like how like with music and sports around like 11, 12, 13 is when you really start absorbing things.
Sure.
Like, I was 11 in '98, so that immediately clicked with me. So Randy Moss is obviously one.
Yep.
I'd say Chris Carter 2.
Yep.
John Randall 3.
And
then speaking of like eras, so like Jared Allen and Antoine Winfield Sr.
Awesome.
Love those guys.
Yeah, for sure. And I love Diggs for that one year when the miracle in Minnesota. It was amazing.
Yeah.
This place went insane.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, like, so after the Saints took the lead, so like everyone's certainly down, but as soon as that play happened, what was it like?
It was amazing because the place just was erupted. It just erupted. It's like people were running around the streets. I think I ran out in the street. I was like, it was just crazy. I don't think the only thing that would have been better is if I'd been at the game. I heard that was pretty crazy too. But.
So everyone and their mom was at that game, but it's funny like watching it back, and I know. All right, so because Diggs makes the catch, he turns upfield, then there's like a half-second delay, and then the crowd noise comes in. I understand it's how the like physics and stuff, like how sound travels, but I like to think it's because Vikings fans, they don't expect good things to happen to them, so they're just like, nah, this isn't happening.
No, I'm that same way, man. Because in the video I'll show you, everyone's going crazy, and I'm still looking at the screen waiting for a flag or something. Like, I can't believe that happened. There's no way we just won that. And then finally it sinks in, and I started cheering too. But
right away when Diggs caught it, I was mad because he didn't go out of bounds.
I know, right?
Set up the field goal.
There's no one else. The worst missed tackle ever. Yeah. We'll take it.
Right. So, how do you think they're going to do this year?
I'm always cautiously optimistic. I mean, this is the year. One of my catch lines is just once, God, before I die. It's all I ask for. Get us to the Super Bowl and let's get a win. Let's get the monkey off the back. So every season, I think we've got good players. Last year was a magical season, in my opinion. I mean, even my friends who aren't Vikings fans were like, dude, you guys are good for TV. That's fun football watching, whether you like them or not. The Buffalo win, the Colts win. I mean, all that stuff was amazing. So every year, I'm hopeful. I don't know what's going to happen with Dalvin Cook this season. We'll see, but. I think we've got some key players in there. I'd like picking up the USC receiver. take some pressure off of J Jets. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, so stylistically, like, what do you think of Zimmer?
What?
Zimmer.
He had a hot girlfriend. Am I right? I liked him. Again, I guess, Vikings fans were kind of fickle. When you're winning, you're good, but you're only as good as your last, at bat, so they say.
Yeah.
So I liked Zimmer until we started losing. I thought he just wasn't bringing it, and it was too set in his ways. And getting some nice young blood in there is a good thing for the Vikings for sure.
All right, so now looking into the future. So I've said that. So my dad and grandpa, like, they had Super Bowl losses. I don't even have a Super Bowl loss. Like, I got NFC title game losses. But say the Vikings make the Super Bowl next couple of years. What is the atmosphere going to be like here?
I mean, pandemonium for sure. I'd say so. We were a Broncos bar too, and then when the Broncos went to the Super Bowl and won, I had 6 different news stations outside it because they knew we were a Broncos bar too. And so it was right after Anchorman had come out there. They all wanted to get an interview with me, and I'm like, "You guys saw Anchorman? He went out, right? There's the alley. Fight it out. The winner can get an interview." No, but if the Vikings win, I mean, it's gonna be absolute chaos here.
Gotcha.
I imagine I'll have to open even earlier and then put more tents outside. I don't know. I mean, I'm packed for every game as it is. You throw. I mean, the game when we the wild card we lost to the Giants this year. It was pouring rain outside. I still had 100 some people outside watching the game there in the rain.
Well, hey, Eric, appreciate your time.
Likewise, man.
Owner
Thank you.
of
Thank you.
the best Vikings bar in Southern California. Come check
Thank
it
you.
out.
Skull Vikes.
A couple of diehards here at Guava who are here on Monday afternoon in May. No big deal. Hey, tell the people who you are.
My name's Jim. Fan for life, man. This is the year.
Great. Who else we got?
Steve from Wilmer, Minnesota.
All right. So both ex-Minnesota Pats. Why California, besides the weather and the taxes?
Water, man. Fish. He's out here, so it's freaking good place to fish.
No winter. It was a big upgrade.
Now, is it tough being a fan out of state?
Nah, I mean, you find your fellow people that same likes, and you stick together, man. When you're a fan, you stay together.
Yeah, when I moved in, I looked to see, does anyone show the games, first of all, and then where did the fans meet up? And this Guava showed up, so I was like, this is the place to be.
All right, so even though the NFL and the geniuses decided to put the Vikings in primetime 5 times this year, since Kirk Cousins does his best work Sunday at noon, but it's got to be kind of awesome that the games are on at 10 out here.
Oh, it makes a day a lot easier. I mean, I lived in Hawaii, and the games would be on at 7 in the morning there, but your day's over early. You get stuff to do in the afternoon, and you don't waste the whole day freaking sitting around. But unless you want to, unless there's other games.
Yeah, it's nice not waiting for the noon kickoff. I mean, it's 10 a.m. and the games usually we're at the early slot, which is good, and then you got the whole rest of the day right after that. So.
All right. So massive hypothetical. The Vikings. Where's Super Bowl this year? Is it in Vegas?
Yep.
All right. Vikings rolling to Vegas. Hoist that Jerome Barty trophy one time. What's your first reaction as soon as that clock hits 000?
I could die a happy man. Yep.
It's the big ones like, I'm coming, Elizabeth.
Yeah, if we ever make it to the Super Bowl, I'll be there. So getting a win I don't even know how the reaction will be. I'm sure a lot of tears, a lot of years of losses and frustrations will all wash away. So
I will shed a tear, and then I'll be like, let's go for 2. What the hell not?
I have it written in my will that my brothers, when I die, that they have to have the Vikings be my pallbearers so they can let me down one time.
Chad Francine.
Originally from?
Eden Prairie.
Nailed it. Also,
Sean Voskill.
Originally from?
Rochester.
So many Minnesotans just find their way here. All right, so why did you leave the great state of Minnesota?
School originally, and then weather.
There you go. How about you?
It gets cold there, and it was warm here, so I came here. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie. So I've been raised in Minnesota, and it's like 35 plus winters and whatnot. It may just be getting old, or the last one was really bad, but it kicked my ass. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know. But so what's it like being a Vikings fan out here?
It's a little difficult. Play a little earlier, but there's not like everyone talking about being the Vikes everywhere you go, like at the gas station or anything. So it's a little bit hard to find your peeps.
What he said. But then you get places like this that are, it's crazy on Sundays. It's all Vikings fans, and there are a lot of Vikings fans in the area. We went to the game up when they had the soccer stadium, and it was 90% Vikings fans. We were doing the Skull chant, and it was insane. It was a lot of fun, though.
Ooh, that was the Daniil Hunter strip sack of Fadi taken in for 6, right?
Yep, that's it.
Fadi's my guy. Come back. All right, so if and when the Vikings win that Super Bowl, what's going to be your first reaction?
I'll probably call my nurse and say, we finally did it. Yeah.
Just unplug the machine. I'm ready to go.
I just want to see it one time before I'm gone, so...
No, see that's the thing too. It's like I just want to see one Super Bowl appearance. Like I don't even care about the win. Just get their time, so I don't have these NFC title game disasters or divisional round or wild card round disappointments. But other than that, I'm perfectly good to go. So hilariously, sunny California. This is literally our first bit of sun, but we're here during something San Diegoans, people who live here call Gray May or Gloom June. I don't know, man. But I know that being a Vikings fan sometimes makes you want to jump off a cliff, but at least it's very scenic here. But this is the first installment of, we haven't decided on the name. I think it's down to disclosed locations or JEROMing. Either way, it's pretty good. But big thanks to Guava Beach. Big thanks to all the Vikings fans that we met out here. It was a blast. And again, the entire theme is I want to know what it's like being a Vikings fan, not from Minnesota. All right, and this is what we're expanding on content-wise, because don't get me wrong, I love being like chained down in the basement doing a bunch of videos talking about, I don't know, the 7th string running back. But getting out and about and combining, heading to undisclosed locations with meeting some of the great Jeromes around the country and frankly around the world, that's gonna be the next step. And really excited about it. We got a great team, and we're coming to where you live. Not Fred, nah. But San Diego was a ton of fun. Fishing, really bringing home the bacon. It's fantastic. All the delicious seafood, some of the best fish tacos I've ever had in my life. And I don't know, San Diego, it's a cliche, but San Diego is such a vibe. Now, obviously we spent a lot of time in LA, and people are just a little bit different. Like it's definitely more laid back, and people aren't caring about leveling up and their hashtag brand, all of that stuff. So, I mean, San Diego, it is a vibe. But also, I can understand why the NFL didn't work out here, because I mean, the Chargers are the Chargers, and like, why watch a team just break your hat all the time when you got this hanging out all the time? So, destination number 2, Council Bluffs. We're coming. Probably not, but we'll figure it out. Thanks for coming along. Skull, little bit of production value.
Perfect. Hold, no, this way. Perfect. No, too much. Yeah, and Jerome's is like right here.